So this one should be fairly quick, I think. We're going to take John in Canada. Pronouns are he, him.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
And John wants to
I,
talk about whether or not this is actually for you, Eve. If you actually believe that Eve was framed, and what that exactly, I guess, is supposed to mean. So, John, go ahead.
Hi, Eve. How are you?
Hey, John.
Suffering a little bit of a technical glitch, but overall fine.
Jason's the hero of the day. He made sure I didn't get left alone here.
Okay. So I'm curious about your name. Why did you choose it, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so I shared a little bit earlier, so I'll keep it short this time. But part of my healing from evangelicalism and the stories that I was taught growing up, the Bible stories, while I no longer believe them to be true or factual, retelling the stories has been beneficial to me. And so, the story of Adam and Eve, we're taught that Eve is to blame and she seduces Adam into eating this fruit and disobeying God. And in the retelling of it, actually, Eve was the heroine who decided that she was brave enough to risk her life in order to find out if there was knowledge she was lacking.
Oh, that's interesting because I agree with you. See, everyone thinks that it was a sin, but I actually think that Eve did the right thing by eating the apple, because if she hadn't, Adam and Eve would not have known the difference between right and wrong. They would not have knowledge, and they wouldn't have to make their way in the world, and therefore, civilization and us, we wouldn't be here. So we owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yeah, I don't think that the story is real. I think it's just a story. So as far as the story goes, sure, the rest of the story wouldn't continue, but I think the story got worse and worse from there. I don't think things went well. God was not happy, and everything kind of went to shit from then on. He was pretty angry with Eve, and her life sucked after that. She was punished for it, and the rest of the world was punished for it. So I don't know that I can agree with that on several points.
Well, whether or not the story is real or not is not really important. The point, the moral of the story is that we shouldn't be tempted by things that are forbidden to us. Forbidden fruit could be anything. It could be money, a bad relationship.
Okay.
But why is knowledge bad?
Well, knowledge itself is not bad, but there's something in life that if you get involved in, they are bad. For instance, alcohol. If you get involved in that, or drugs, you get involved in that can be dangerous for you. And I think
but it wasn't drugs or alcohol in the garden.
In excess, I can agree with you on that. But in moderation, as long as you know the consequences and take whatever precautions are necessary, then no, I don't. I disagree that it's just categorically bad. But if it doesn't matter, then why do you keep calling?
What do you mean, why do you keep calling? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm kind of glad that you did, because I've heard you so many times, and I was hoping I'd get to talk to you myself.
Anyway, so I just wanted to say that Eve did not sin. She actually helped us, and because of that, she's.
So why was she punished?
That's why. Pardon me?
Why was Eve punished if she didn't sin?
Well, you'll have to ask God about that. I can't answer that question.
Well, I mean, then what's your? Yeah, how do you know that Eve didn't? Like, how are you reaching this conclusion that Eve didn't sin?
Because
according to the standards of that God.
Well, I reason that if it wasn't for her, civilization would not exist. We would still be running around the garden, not knowing what to do. We walk around.
If Eve had, according to the story, if Eve hadn't have eaten the apple or eaten the piece of fruit, then Adam and Eve would have lived forever in the garden with God in harmony, and everything would have been perfect and great. So it definitely seems like there was a punishment. And why would God punish someone if they didn't do something wrong?
Well, he still gave an order. But my question is, why?
So did she do wrong or not, according to your God standard?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of my God, but I can speak God, I say, but I can speak on behalf of myself. I don't.
Yeah, but you just said she didn't sin.
Sorry?
But you said she didn't sin. But according to the Bible, she did sin. So which are we going with? Are we going with the Bible or are we going with my story?
Okay. Let's think of it this way. If you have a child, you tell a child not to do something. Let's say you tell a child to go in someplace and the child does it. You have to punish the child for disobeying you, but at the same time, it's still a good thing because if the child, let's say the child ate food against your wishes, or let's say the child touched a hot stove, the child now knows that it shouldn't touch the hot stove, and next time he will listen to you. So the wrong thing had a positive effect, but you still have to punish the child to let the child know that what he did was not right.
What?
I'm still getting hung up on the whole, that this is a story and it doesn't matter if it's actually true. I mean, do you care about,
right.
whether or not the things you believe in are in fact true?
Because I can play around with the story all day long because I don't believe in any of it or in that God. So
yeah, the name of the show is Truth Wanted. And we want to know if this is
if you don't want to believe, if you really don't believe, then why are you doing this show? I just don't understand. Why are you so adamant if you believe that?
Because we're trying to find the truth. We're trying to figure out whether or not this story is true. And you yourself say you don't care if the story is true. So again, if it doesn't matter, if you can't prove that this story is true or anything else in the Bible is true, then what are we doing right now?
Right.
That's what the show is about. The show is about finding the truth, not, well, I don't believe this story. Can you get me to the point where it is believable, where it does matter? Because if not, then, we're getting close to the end of the show. We're having nothing but problems tonight, apparently. So either, you get us to your God, or we're just going to move on.
He's not my God. He's our God. And the ultimate proof is that the United States of America and all Western civilization was built on Judeo.
You're calling from Canada.
John, yeah. No, this is ridiculous.
Yes,
John, we played this game every single time with different hosts, and the simple fact of the matter is that, first off, calling it Judeo-Christian values is really kind of a cop-out to begin with, because you got Judaism, you got Christianity, you got Muslim, and it's amazing how that never gets lumped in there. But that doesn't matter. The simple fact of the matter is that you're calling from Canada and you're saying, oh, well, the United States is based on these values. First of all, they're not. They're just demonstrably not. So, John, I don't know what we're doing. You don't want us to get us to the truth. So I think we're just going to go ahead and move on.